Oh, it's great to be here this morning. It's great to be with you guys. It's a dreary, drizzly day, but it's a day that the Lord's made that we can rejoice and be glad in, right? Button up, nah, it's a polo, white polo. I'm bringing a little bit more of the A game today. I got a lunch with a couple of just really awesome wise counsel. I get to meet with Tony and Pat Interbitson today, and just they're such a delightful couple. They've just been through a lot in their life and come to find Jesus is just good and gracious and kind. And Tony has kind of become a father away from home, and so just absolutely love him and appreciate him. And so I just love, that's one thing that I've loved about our church. I met with a group of pastors yesterday and just talking about that genuinely we're a church, not a building or not a vision, or just a group of people that having coffee, having conversations, sending Facebook messages back and forth, text back and forth, lunches, meals, like it's just an opportunity to be with one another. And I wish I could be with more people. It turns out there's just a certain amount of time in the day. And I don't know if you feel that way too, but sometimes I'm just trying to figure out, how do I live this life of certain things that I want to be doing and activities I want to be participating in, but yet there's a rhythm of renewal and rest, and that I can exhaust myself, and in turn asking myself the question, why? And I think part of it is I believe in this scarcity of time or relationships. And so I gotta seize the moment. I gotta seize the day. But when do I ever stop seizing? And in that, I give into this subtle lie that I have to create, that I have to make things happen, that I have to keep things moving forward. And was just challenged by a quote talking with Lynn this morning, and her just saying something that she read, and turns out it's from a woman named Anne Lamont that's really spoken into my life over through her books and her speaking. And she's 35 years sober now, a recovering alcoholic, but she says in her just experience of meeting Jesus and coming to know that truth, that saying no is a complete sentence without justification or explanation. And so taking time to pause, to think through that no is not good or bad. I think oftentimes I've always thought of it as yes means good, no means bad. But that just can't be true, because God says no at times. And I can look back and trace certain times in my life where he said no, and I thought it was crushing, that it really was genuinely better. And so, but the only way I know that is if I spend time reflecting and thinking and being present with him, which ironically involves saying no to things, and oftentimes saying no to people that we love. But creating those rhythms, those boundaries, those understandings of I can't do it all, and today is not all I have. And so yesterday, talking with those other pastors and talking about what does it look like to labor with a church for 37 years like Pastor Mark, or I don't know what the Lord has in store for me, but my hope would be the same. But to do that, I have to learn to live at the pace of grace, to slow down and go, okay, are we in this for the long haul together? And right now our society moves so fast that we feel like that if we don't connect with everyone right now, in this moment, at this time, then we might never connect with him. It might go away. What if I tell somebody no to coffee and they go to another church? And so just trusting that the Lord has a plan for them and a plan for me. And that his number one plan for both of us is to be with him. And so today, what's something that you can say no to? Bob Goff calls it that he quits something every Thursday, which I don't know how that happens, but it's this act of I want to say no to even good so I can say yes to the great. And I was thinking about that in a reflection of just Paul's exhortation to Timothy that we've not been given a spirit of fear, but that instead we can love and have self-control. And I think a lot of times the reason why I say yes is out of fear, and the inability to say no is a lack of self-control, a lack of knowing my limits, a lack of knowing my giftings and my role and my place. And so today, instead of trying to do it all, say no to one thing. And in turn, find that you may have space in your life to actually do more life, to spend more time with God, to go deeper with people, because you're not trying to be so broad. There's an author I follow named Tim Elmore that he says he says that a flood causes a lot of damage, but a river is productive and makes a deep ravine. So God, we thank you. We thank you that we're allowed to say no. We thank you that you say no to us sometimes. That's a weird prayer for me to pray, God, because I want it always to be yes, yes, yes. And I know that in your son Jesus, all your promises find their yes, God. But in that, there's also an ability and just an opportunity that he says no to us at times because, God, you see a bigger picture. You see our hearts. You see what we need. You see what's better for us, not better necessarily materialistically or experientially, but what's deeper and truer and life-giving. And so, God, thank you so much for loving us. Thank you for loving us enough to say no and give us the courage and the bravery to say no when we need to, God. We love you. We thank you for loving us. And it's in your son's name I pray. Amen. Love you guys. I'm praying for you. Pray for me. Talk to you soon.